Meanwhile, Bitcoin bulls seem to be home for the holidays as the cryptocurrency down nearly 6% in the last 2 weeks. It could be some profit taking now due to, of course, its record-breaking year. As the most valuable token hit a high of just $108,000 just in the past month, it's fallen to just below now $95,000. But will it continue to hit all new highs in 2025? I want to bring in Leary Ventures Chairman Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, always great to have you on the program. I keep hearing the first 100,000 is the hardest. How do you see Bitcoin faring next year?
Well, it's already done that. I mean, obviously, what this is about is clarity on regulation, because what allows Bitcoin to advance is it becomes a standard financial asset that institutions and sovereign wealth funds can buy. There's been a lot of confusion about it through all the litigation Gensler brought through the SEC, and there was some confusion, and the U.S. was not leading in this technology. And so with Trump putting a little more emphasis on bringing regulation forward that people can understand, not just Bitcoin, though, but digital payment systems like a USD stablecoin, something that can be used to do transactions around the world. Both of these ideas are advancing their way through Congress, and people now think for the first time they have a chance of passing. And so the prospects for Bitcoin and digital payment systems into the Trump administration is very bright. And I think that's why I'm long Bitcoin. I'm one of many investors that believe this asset class will become a very interesting place to invest capital.
I keep hearing that the AI and crypto czar David Sachs is the real deal. How helpful will he be to this space, particularly in Washington?
Well, we need clarity on regulation. I mean, you know, the truth is that financial institutions where the majority of capital is invested in sovereign wealth and hedge and pension plans, even university funds, they do not put assets into asset classes where their own regulator is litigating. And that's basically been the environment for the last 4 years. And so now we're waiting to see, okay, we get a new leader at the SEC, the CFTC that regulates commodities. Just tell us what the rules are. And once you do that, you're going to see a lot of capital come into this space. And that's really what the excitement's about, is finally getting regulated. Most of us don't want to be litigating our regulator. We're not cowboys. We're just putting money to work. And so we need this clarity.
Outside of Bitcoin, just more broadly speaking about the markets, one thing we love about you is you're an investor. You see new companies, new entrepreneurs, you take bets and you invest in them and on their ideas. What sector is hot right now, particularly as you're thinking about the economic and political landscape in 2025?
AI, and all the derivatives around there, and the number one derivative is power. And so as an investor, what I'm focusing on is figuring out power. Our grid, you know, we talk about the demand for electricity, not just for AI, but to understand something about AI, it takes 100x the power required to the old generation of computers. So we need a gigawatt of power. You can't get that anywhere on the U.S. grid anymore. So we got to figure out power, whether it's geothermal or nuclear. But right now it looks like gas is the winner. And Trump is saying he's going to deregulate gas. And you just did a piece on Danielle Smith up in Alberta. The reason she's talking it up is she's got all the power in North America right up there. We're going to have to work out a deal with her. She's got the lowest cost of energy anywhere in the world right now. So watch how popular she's going to be in Washington over the next few months.
I want to get your take on TikTok as well. I think it was really interesting. I spoke with Frank McCourt Jr. yesterday. He seemed to think that his willingness to purchase TikTok was not about the algorithm. I want you to take a listen to what he had to say.
They're going to have to make a decision. And of course, we hope that decision is to divest of the platform. And we understand they're not going to sell the algorithm. We don't want or need the algorithm. So I think we're in a pretty unique position.
Are you still interested in TikTok? And if so, what is it for you?
Yes, I'm very interested in TikTok, and for me, is I know where all the revenue is. Those 7 million small businesses of products and services, guess what? They're all Shark Tankers. The last two generations of young entrepreneurs they're basically all the revenue of TikTok. And of all the syndicates, I'm the only one they know. And so to me, this is bringing them into the deal beside me through equity crowdfunding. I know Frankie's a great guy. We all know each other. We've all been talking to each other. This syndicate, I don't know what's going to end up, who's going to end up winning this thing, but it'll probably be a combination of syndicates. But I'll tell you the thing that we're all waiting for. It's back in the Supreme Court. I believe they're going to rule before the 19th, before the inauguration. And I think it's going to get thrown back to Congress. This company is in a dreamland thinking they can fight this fight, saying they're fighting for free speech. It's not about free speech. TikTok can be sold and we maintain the platform. This is Chinese spyware, and we're going to have to get rid of it. That's why the algorithm's not going to be part of the deal.
So if they punt it back to Congress, are you speaking with members of Congress come, I don't know, it's up in court, January 10? It's expected to be banned January 19. So are you talking with members for when those deadlines come?
From Rubio on down. They know who I am, and yes, I've been talking to them, and I know we're going to need the pen of Donald Trump signing this deal. I get it. I've been working on this thing for over a year. My site, I mean, look, everybody's on this thing, but I want to make TikTok wonderful again. So my site is wonderfultiktok.com. If you want to learn more about it and want to invest beside me, I really want those people that are revenue to be an investor with me, because we're going to have a very tumultuous period when we rewrite this algorithm. They're going to have to hang in there. I don't want to turn the lights off on TikTok. I just want to make it wonderful again. And right now, it's dripping with Chinese spyware. We got to get rid of it.
Would you get into a bidding war for TikTok?
No. The syndicates are not going to bid against each other. They're going to figure out what the right combination is. We're not stupid.
Yeah.
This thing isn't worth $35 billion.
Right.
It's probably $5 to $10 billion worth of cash, and we all know the same guys who are going to fund this thing. And we got to get the American shareholders to roll into the deal. I mean, we all know each other. This is not a secret. There's only about 10 guys working on this deal. I'm one of them.
I knew you were going to be too smart to get into a bidding war. That's not your style. Kevin O'Leary, so great to have you on the program. Thank you so much.